welcome back. Hope you're doing well. Today we're going to continue our lesson on songwriting tips, and what I've been doing in these lessons is breaking down some of my songs. That's a chicken, in case you're wondering what that noise is. My wife has one of her red chickens in the basement. It's not getting along with the other one, so she's got it down here and taking care of it. Her name's Ginger, so if Ginger decides to speak up now and then, that's what that is. Just a chicken. No, there it is. Anyways, so we'll try and ignore that. I want to get some of these lessons done for you. So today we're going to break down Young Love. This is a song that was written, the other two I did were earlier on when I was writing. This one's a little bit later. Pretty simple song, pretty straightforward. It's in the key of G. And the story behind this one was I had seen a friend's post. She's younger at the time. And she was going through a bad breakup. She had letters all over the bed. And was throwing them out. She had them laid out, and then she's throwing them all away. Bad breakup, was upset. And it just kind of got me thinking, and I started writing this in my head, this song. And everyone's like, oh, it's just young love. She'll get over it. And I got thinking back when I was young, and, you know, how, even though it's young love, it still seems, you know, it's still real. It's the only thing you know at the time. You know, your first love, you don't know what's ahead, and it's the end of the world. And everyone's like, oh, it's just young love, you'll be fine. And when you're that age, you don't understand that, you know, your world's crashing down. And that's what this is basically about. So it's in the key of G, like I said. It's G, D, A minor, C. So you got a 1, 5, 2, 4 progression. And it's that's the progression I came up with. And I like to hammer onto that A minor. Okay. Those are the verses. I'll get to the chorus in a minute. And what I did with that one, the lyrics were, everyone says that you're just a girl. You're too young for love, too young for the world. And then there was like a backing vocal. You're just too young. You kind of hear echo after that. You got a broken heart and tears on your face. The letters on your bed are all that remain. And then ashes to dust also kind of like echoed behind it, which is kind of like burning all the papers, burning everything. And then second verse was turning 18, so blow out your wish. You know, 18th birthday. He's with another, you wish you were his. So hard to take. You can hear that echoing. Everyone says it's time to move on. Time for you to dance. It's time for your song. You're walking away, which is like, you know, 18th birthday, big party, dancing. You know, it's kind of like a Sweet 16, young love kind of song. And then the chorus, I'll get to the chord progression on that. There's actually this is one of the few songs that have a pre-chorus, and it says, so take a walk and talk with me. I hear your words upon the breeze, and I know you don't want to believe. And then it goes into the chorus. It's only young love is what they'll say, and a young girl's heart is meant to break. It's breaking today. It's only young love, what do they know? I know your heart is breaking slow. It's fading away. And it's just acknowledging to the other person, hey, you know, instead of just writing it off as young love, you'll get over it. It's like, no, I understand where you're coming from. I know it hurts. You know, we've all been there, you know, but it will get better. And that's basically what the song's about. Nothing too deep. It's just kind of looking back, because majority of us, we've all been there, young and love, and things don't work out. So that's where the song came from. All right. So like I said, verse wise, I just did a simple. And I'll kind of sing. I'm not a singer, as you know, but I'll just kind of show you how it fit in there. Everyone says that you're just a girl. You're too young for love, too young for the world. Just too young. Got a broken heart, tears on your face. The letters on your bed are all that remain. The ashes, the dust. And in that pre-chorus, what I do is I go to a C add 9, because when you end the verse, you're on a C. And I want to do a pre-chorus that starts on a C, so what I do is a C add 9. Gives it a different feeling, because it would be weird if I just stayed on the C. It wouldn't really feel like it changed any. So I'll play that once and then I'll play the chorus progression because it goes to the E minor, to the A minor, to the G, to a C, to a C/B, to a D. So it's chorus is just the same as the verse. And the purpose for the pre-chorus on this one was kind of to build a little tension by going to that 4 chord and building a little tension, getting away from home base, kind of build it up. There's the minor chords in there, and then kind of a walk down, and then you end on that D with some suspended seconds and fourths. And D, the 5th chord is the farthest away from that home chord, so it builds up a whole lot of tension, going from the C, working your way out to the D, and then you come back to that root chord to start the chorus off, and it gives you a really good feeling of resolution. If you understand like chord substitution, chord function, how you have the tonic chord, dominant, subdominant, those type of things, you can understand like the 1, 4, 5, how they work together, the 2 and the 6 and the 3. Like a 6 and a 1. I don't want to get into theory too much in this lesson, but a 6 and a 1 are interchangeable. You can use them a lot, switch around. All right, and then your 5 chord is your dominant. And that, the way the chord is built, wants to bring you back home to the root chord. So, anyways, like I said, on this, just little tip of theory. When you're playing that D and you're in the key of G, a D is a D, F sharp, and then an A chord, or an A note, I'm sorry. D, F sharp, and an A. And what that's doing is that F sharp, it wants to bring you home to a G note, and the A wants to bring you, you've got an F sharp and an A, and there's your G. It wants to bring you home to that G note. So D resolves nicely back to a G because of the way the notes around that are bringing you home. Like I said, I don't want to get into theory too much on that, but and I don't analyze these, as I said before, mathematically and figuring out the notes and where to go. I just feel it when I write these. But just a little tip for you to understand how some of these chords work and why things sound the way they do. Anyways, so it's just 2 progressions. Like I said, the G, the 1, 5, 2, 4 for the verse, pre-choruses. 4, 6, 2, 1, 4, 5. And that C to C/B. I'm just dropping that root note down to a B. Is all I'm doing. It's kind of like when you go from G to a D/F sharp. You're just kind of taking one of the notes from that half diminished and using it. I don't want to get into theory too much. So pretty much when I write, like I said, I'll take a progression or I'll take an idea. I don't usually write the lyrics first. I usually write the music. So when I had this idea for the song, I have an idea typically, and I'll start strumming to kind of get a feel. I'll strum something like, nah, it's too happy for what I want to write, or it's too sad, and I'll start getting a feeling from the chord progression. And at that point, I will start building lyrics around it. And like I said, this one was pretty much just about young love and how people write it off when, to them it's more serious, obviously. And in there, over the intro, in between, I have this little melody I did over that. I have let's try it again. That's like the intro melody, and it's after the chorus, before the second verse. You hear it in there, and it's just a little melody, and the solo is very similar. It's I came up with that, I started to borrow from that little melody to make it similar to that, and I typically will kind of like, I get stuck in that pentatonic, working my way down and up the scale, and I'm like, I really want to write something, just a one line, just one string, and work my way up and down, and that's where that came from, the open. Resolving on that E, which that final chord's a C, which has the E in there. And you could break it down. I'm hitting particular notes over certain chords to give it a certain feel, but not on purpose. It's just as I was writing that riff, it fell in nicely. Yeah, sometimes it's nice to get outside of a box, because I would have typically probably tried to write something like around the pentatonic stuff, you know, which I get stuck in a lot. So I was like, let me just write on one string, and it was a cool little solo melody. Nothing fancy. I don't shred or anything, and that's where that came from. So getting outside of the box, so to speak, sometimes is nice, and I came up with that little melody. So I was happy with that. But that's Young Love. Pretty simple song, nothing crazy. And like I said, it's just, you know, hopefully this helps you. The reason I'm doing this is to give you some tips on how I'm writing my stuff, so it can maybe help you get your stories out and your words that you want to convey to the world. You know, that's why I write music. I don't care about money. I don't typically play a lot of cover bands anymore. I like to write, create, and if I have an original band with it, great. If I just do it on YouTube and I can help someone else and they enjoy what I do, that's great too. All right, so thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.